Hello and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. This show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about joyful anticipation, living in that joyful anticipation or Patori space, and how it's tied to productivity. Um, if you're new to the show, you can swipe left or right across your device to invite people to join the conversation. You can also go to productivethroughjoy.com to see what we do. You can also simply become a subscriber here and get all these videos straight and direct to you, or go to michaeldatcher.com. Again, all right, for those who are new, I'll say a few words about myself. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences. Let me also say quickly that we speak to groups, organizations, in schools about being productive through joy in a public setting. We also have direct one-on-one consulting. Again, this is Dr. Michael Datcher. I'm your host and your boy. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americus, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson, where Michael Brown was murdered, and of course the conflagration that ensued there initially as well. That book comes out in America this April, 2018. Yes, on Third World Press and bookstores everywhere. Look for that. I'll be coming to a town near you, most likely. So look for me on the media, interviews, and on social media as well. I'm the former executive director of the World Stage, a literary and jazz venue here in California. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, master's from UCLA, and PhD in English literature from the University of California at Riverside. And I'm currently a professor of English lit at LMU here in Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I'm the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to an amazing single divorcee who is and was amazing, yet at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD. Yet, as Kool Moe Dee famously said, how you like me now? And if I can be this productive, guys, through joy, so can many people who are watching the show as we speak. And that really, in many ways, inspires our business, inspires our show, because we know when people like us can make it, it encourages other folks who are like us to think they can do it as well. And that really helps us to spread the good news, the good joy of being productive through joy. All right. So we're just going to touch and roll it for a quick show today. We're talking about, again, the ideal of being productive through joy, being productive, but also its connection to joyful anticipation. And on the morning show, we also talk about the import of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. At times, we will have trouble on our mind throughout our day. It'll follow us into our nighttime, our dream sleep, our dream state, into our sleep. And we find ourselves going back to back, having back to back, or even like week to weeks, at times month to month, times where we are stressed the hell out. And we know that stress takes years off your life. So we know that folks who are looking to live in abundance like a boss are going to also encounter additional stress, having to make payroll, having to deal with lawsuits, all the things that happen when you are balling. And so we help people deal with that through ritual. Ritual can be defined as basically doing the same thing at around the same time. Let me give you a brief a sense of that, how it works, by giving you my own morning ritual. So in the mornings, I wake up at 3:45 a.m. I read a couple of spiritual business books. I do our short 4:45 a.m. in the morning. Until 5. At 5, I work on my current book until basically sunrise. I live along here, along the coast here at Venice Beach, California. I walk up to the beach, I play my drum, I do yoga. It's a beautiful time. I come back to the crib, work on my book for a while longer. Then I go back to the beach, run up the coast all the way past Santa Monica's Pier, all the way back here to Venice to go to my gym. And so by 9:30, guys, I'm feeling amazing. My body is being flooded with endorphins. And that endorphin release gives me a sense of euphoria that I can then leverage to move myself towards my goals and objectives. Now, we're not saying do what I do. We're saying do what you do. And we help people do, in fact, just that, do what they do. So they may benefit from being in grateful abundance and doing so via joy. All right. So I'm reading two great books now. One is called The Nag Hammadi Reader. The other is called Owning the Moment. And from those two books, I extract some wisdom. And today's morning chant, which I call the morning chant. Today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, I am a manifestation of love, living life in joyful anticipation. So today we're talking about just that thing, living in joyful anticipation. All right. Again, if you're enjoying the show, please swipe left or right across your device. Invite people to join the show, and also you can go to productivethroughjoy.com, have me come out, speak to your group or organization, or simply take advantage of our one-on-one live Productive Through Joy consulting. And let's dive into the topic for today. So point one is you want to know that you can literally, just as a way of being, that you can live in the joy. I was talking to my lady Carmen today about the ideal of that people at a certain point, they get to a space in their lives where they don't really look forward to the future. They don't anticipate the next day or the next hour. They're shutting it down, which is kind of sad when you know people who you love and care about who are living that particular way, right? So, one, you have to believe that it's still possible to live in joyful anticipation, which goes into point two. Point two is, how do you do that? Well, you do it by engaging in ritual. I shared my brief morning ritual. You can also create your own ritual yourself to get that done, whether it's yoga, meditating. We have people based upon their own belief systems and their schedule to create a methodology to access their joy, right? Which goes right into point three. As you begin to access your joy through ritual, meditation, yoga, however we want to talk about it collectively to deal with that particular issue, you begin to experience an upticking and up-leveling of joyfulness. Gratitude and joy and gratitude are a combustible mix, which leads to an explosion of abundance. All right, boom, goes the dynamite. That's it for today's show. We air each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. and 4:45 p.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel. Thanks for being here. We will see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Thanks for being here. Please share this video on your social media networks. We will see you soon. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.